Hello everybody, Lurgs here, welcome to my channel, and today I'm just going to explain how the bracket works on a Howdens Kitchen wall cabinet. This is so you can adjust the cabinet up and down and in and out against the wall, just so you can tighten it up after you've fitted it. Right, let's get cracking. This is the Howdens Kitchen wall cabinet here, and what I'll do is I'll show you how the bracket actually works so that we can undo it and remove the cabinet from the wall very easily. Once it's off the wall, I'll show you how to do all the adjustments and how they actually work. And then we'll hang the cabinet back on the wall and do all the adjustments so it's nice and level and tight against the wall. I'm inside the kitchen cabinet here, and what you've got in each corner is you've got these adjustment brackets. Now the top screw here, the one at the front, if you turn that anti-clockwise, it moves the cabinet further away from the wall. If you turn it clockwise, it tightens it up against the wall, and that is how you do the adjustments. And the one underneath, if you turn that clockwise, it makes the cabinet higher on this side. If you turn it anti-clockwise, it makes the cabinet lower on this side. We want to move the cabinet further away from the wall so that we can actually remove it. So do that by turning this screw anti-clockwise. And also do the same on the other side, obviously. So turn that anti-clockwise. And this is basically moving the cabinet further away from the wall so that you can lift it up and lift it down. Now these Howdens kitchen cabinets hang like a picture frame, so it literally just hangs on a bracket. So what you're doing is you're just lifting it upwards and outwards. Now this would obviously be a lot easier with two people, one on either end, but I'm just doing this by myself, and there we go, it's down on the kitchen surface. And it's pretty heavy, so just be very careful. These are the claws which just sit at the back of the cabinet, and these are what are adjustable. So these literally just hang on the brackets that you've got on the wall. Now the good thing about this is when you're hanging the brackets, obviously you want those virtually level, but if they're not exactly level, which is really tricky when you're drilling into a concrete wall, that is why you can make the adjustments on the actual cabinet. Let's just open the doors again to get to the adjustment brackets, and I'll show you how these work. So this one underneath here is how you adjust the kitchen cabinet up and down so you can get it level on either end. Now while I'm doing this, if I just go around the other side and show you how that works. So you're basically turning this bolt, and that moves that claw up and down so that it adjusts the height when it's sitting on the bracket on the wall. And there's a link above now about how to fix your sticking curtains on your curtain rails if they're really sticky and it's really hard to close and open them. Now this one here at the front, as I explained earlier, by tightening this you're moving it closer to the wall, and by undoing it, turning it anti-clockwise, you're moving it further away from the wall so that you can then remove it from the wall. So if I turn that whilst filming the actual claws, you'll be able to see it moving, just so it explains how it works. So I'm tightening this up, turning it clockwise, and it's bringing that claw in, which is obviously bringing the cabinet closer to the wall. So when you're going to be hanging it back up on the wall, what you need to do is turn these front screws on either side anti-clockwise quite a long way. This will make sure that the claw is sticking out quite a long way, and that way when you're lifting it up against the wall, it can easily hang on the brackets. It's much easier to do that when they're sticking out further. You can see on that one it's now sticking out much further. And now it's time to bust some blood vessels again. Again, if you've got two people, it'll be a lot easier, but I'm just here on my own. I'm just lifting it up and trying to get it on those brackets. It just hangs like a picture frame. Once they're actually hung on those brackets, then we'll do the adjustments to make sure that it's level. We'll use a spirit level, and then we'll tighten it closer to the wall. Whilst I'm doing this, there's a link above now about how to clean your UPVC window frames so they stay clean. Fabulous, that is now on. But it's quite a long way away from the wall, and this is now when we do our adjustments. So it's sitting on the bracket okay, but it's quite away from the wall. I'll just get my spirit level And you need to put the spirit level on either end and in the middle. Obviously cabinets do twist, so you're never going to get it completely level all the way across, but as good as you can get it. Let's put it on this end as well. See, that end's looking pretty good, but the other end is a bit skew whiff. So we need to make some adjustments on the height on the right hand side. Right, let's get back inside the cabinet. And I'm turning this screw anti-clockwise, which means this side of the cabinet is going to be lower. It's going to bring the level down lower, which is what we want. So just keep the spirit level on the top while you're turning that anti-clockwise, and that bubble should gradually move to the centre. Now this is on the other side. I'm just making a quick adjustment to this side. Now we're back on the right hand side again. Still needs to go down a little bit. So a few more turns anti-clockwise just to lower the cabinet on the right hand side. And once we've done that level, we can then tighten it up against the wall. What we can do now is we can tighten it up against the wall. So this front screw here, we're turning clockwise, and that is pulling the cabinet up against the wall. Now I suggest you do it slowly on either side. Don't tighten one end really tight and then go and do the other end. Just do them gradually so that you're pulling the whole cabinet parallel against the wall. So on the left hand side here, we're just turning this one clockwise. And it's bringing that closer to the wall. There's a link above now about how to check your car fuses without having to pull them out using a multimeter. Really handy tip that. Right, it's bringing that closer to the wall. Few more turns, and there we go. Look, nice and tight, flush up against the wall. Just need to do a bit of touching up with the white paint there. And that is the Howdens kitchen cabinet and how the adjustment brackets work. Hope that was useful to you. And after all that hard work, it is definitely time for a lovely cup of tea. Oh. If you found that video useful, please subscribe by pressing this button down here so you don't miss more videos on how to save you time and money. There's also some other videos around the edges of the screen here. If any of those are useful to you, then you can select those now. Thank you for visiting my channel, everyone. I really, really appreciate it.